Cycle friction off.
Now what you can do is you could also prepare the next frequency.
Oh, right.
The next frequency we're gonna need, so normally it would be the weather, right, in Compton.
Right, but we don't have it, so...
Yeah, so...
CTF?
Yes. Do you know the CTF?
November 50, Delta
1, 2, 3,
Oh, that's nice.
I'd like to run up at Juliet, 5150 Delta.
50 Delta, turn left over for contact ground.
Ground 5150 Delta.
Nice, then let's go.
Okay, cycle friction off. Selective friction off. Governor is on. Norm of the RPM. Governor is over. Let's go. 1, 4, 5. Let's go out. Low RPM. Road older RPM. Check. Collective. Total 100. 9 down.
Hold on a little more.
Clear track 208, extend downwind.
I think it is 1, 2, 3 or green.
November
After
35,
service
turn crosswind
out of
is
yellow.
zero.
Engine and rotor caps are green. No warning lights. And more than half fuel.
Okay. Go.
Great.
So you know the radio call?
West Wallow departure?
Yes, so this time it's just West Wardlow and nothing else, not left at the river. Sometimes they ask us also, do you do a straight out? Then we can say yeah, affirmative, straight out. But normally it's just West Wardlow and then 221 November action. That's it. But let's first pick up and then...
You have control?
I have controls.
Give me just a second.
I would recommend to switch off this function that the iPad can turn, so otherwise that's gonna be annoying in flight. You wanna connect it? You wanna connect it to the Sentry, then you can see yourself, so you have to go to Wi-Fi settings. And then it's called Sentry, put it down. The last one,
This one.
okay, good. Then you should see here, in a second it's gonna show you Sentry and the status of the connection. Yes, no towers at the moment. Sentry, connection, yeah. Then you see the traffic, you're also gonna see yourself. And
Plus 1 November
if this one, then it's gonna stay with you.
November X-ray, good day.
Right.
Yeah, you have controls.
I have controls.
Small Beach Tower, Cessna 6295 Delta, holding short of 26 left at Foxtrot 1. Requesting departure for left turn at LA River.
Cessna 6295 Delta, Long Beach Tower, standby, landing traffic.
Standing by 6295 Delta.
Yes, pick up. Okay. Do you know what you have to say, what information, what you want, who you are, whenever you're ready?
Long Beach Tower, helicopter 74426, at Maverick, request West Wallow departure with information there.
Perfect. If you can, I would put your arm down like that, maybe hold the cyclic a little lower.
Right.
Yeah. What do you want to have a question?
Huh? What was that?
Did you have a question or?
Nope.
Okay then.
Okay. Long Beach Tower Helicopter 74426 at Maverick, request West Wallow departure with information Sierra.
That was fast.
November 95 Delta left river, approve runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, left turn at LA River, approved, 69 Delta.
Helicopter 74426, Long Beach Tower departure from Maverick will be at your own risk. West Wallow approved, wind 3307, altimeter 2981.
West Wallow approved, departure from Maverick at my own risk, Helicopter 74426.
They're clear, they're clear. Yeah, so you can say your, especially your call sign a little slower. Now they already know it, but if the tower doesn't know your call sign,
Right.
he's gonna have a hard time following. Yeah, look outside to the sign. Nice, good job. And now a little more forward, forward, forward. Yes, that's a good 80 knots attitude. Keep the forward, 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 forward. Yeah, now aft cycling, the fence is a little close. Yeah, we were a little slower, but it's more important to climb, right?
Right.
60 knots. So we could, in the beginning, in the takeoff run, get the nose down a little more. Let's get a little more airspeed, keep the power high, and just a shallow turn to the left. Nice. Keep turning. A little more power there. You wanna really use all your power, so we can get to 500 feet before we cross the runway.
Okay.
That's a pretty good climb there.
Cruise right 28, short approach, approve runway 26 left, clear for the option.
Keep 60 until you reach 500.
Cessna 35 Victor, runway 26 right, clear for the option.
6 right, cleared out, 35 Victor.
Nice. When you reach 500, first 70 knots, and then you lower maybe collective a little bit.
Right clear, left clear.
Yes. A nice turn. Good job also raising the collective a little in the turn. 570 looks perfect. Then we just fly 45 degrees. I can fly straight. Then another 45 degree turn.
Okay.
.570, very precise, good job, looks perfect. Okay. Always when we depart an airport, what is a good idea to do?
Engine gauges shut.
Yes, very good.
Engine gauges 1 to 3 are green. After center, curve is out of yellow. Engine and rotor RPMs are green. No warning lights and more than half fuel.
Yeah, nice, perfect. Then we stay at 500, 70 knots. And at Daily River is then the point where we can get higher. And also on the way back at Daily River we should then go down to 500, right?
Right.
When we come in. Pretty often they also tell us, hey, helicopter 426, traffic is inbound on the Wardlow, which means another helicopter is coming.
Right.
And then they tell us, hey, stay north or stay south of the Wardlow. But if they don't say anything, we can just, yeah, I still like to stay right side, that's perfect. Yeah, but sometimes they really tell us to stay south, which is a little strange, but they do that sometimes, and then we have to go a little left, right?
Right.
Long Beach Airport information, Tango, now current wind 3205, altimeter 2982.
82.
2988.
Yeah, and this is the 405, this is the Wardlow, right?
Right.
So here at this intersection, I like to turn a little right and just
Cessna 95
fly
Delta, frequency change route.
in between those two.
Right. Was that for us?
No.
Frequency change?
It's something with...
Frequency change approved, 905 Delta.
Helicopter 426, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, helicopter 426.
Cruise right 28, contact ground.
Wilco, thanks for the help today. Tower, good day.
LA River. Keep the 70, keep your eyes outside and just slowly raise collective a little. The same attitude. You don't need to climb very fast, you have more than enough time. Just a little climb. Then you can check, check, yeah, we are climbing, it's still 70 knots. Okay, you can turn a little left now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we still follow the water law, or I also usually stay a little bit right side of the highway. Yeah. And then, like in the south we have a reference point which is the Queen Mary, to know this is where airspace of Long Beach starts, right? Here we also have a reference point. I'm going to show you, it's over there. Flag. Yes, the American flag, very good. So especially when we come back, we have to make sure before we cross over American flag to the east, we have to get in contact, right? Right. So if we need more time or something, we just do circles here. This is also a tank farm. Right. A very nice, easy to find checkpoint as well. But the American flag is on this building.
Oh yeah, I see.
You see it? Yeah. So there is one flag, really literally a flag on the mast and one on the building.
All right. So 358 runway 26, accept for the option.
So make sure you don't get too high. 700. Then let's change the frequency. Can change it? Yes. Okay, now we would already hear company if somebody is there. Yeah, so here is the American flag, and I like to use the tank farm as a checkpoint. So on the right side of the tank farm is this street, so you can follow this street northbound.
Okay.
And then whenever you're ready, you can do your first position report. So you can tell them we are 3 miles south.
3 miles south, inbound for landing on the runway 25 right.
Yeah, that was perfect. So you can give them as much information as you can. At least inbound for landing would be good, or at least inbound, because inbound is always good when everybody knows, oh, somebody else is coming.
Right.
But if you already know what to do, then you can of course say inbound for landing 25 right.
Okay.
Okay, let's get a little lower and 70 knots. Yes, whenever you're ready, take your time, think about it first, and then you can do the call.
This is a 3 mile?
Yes,
right.
3 miles.
Compton traffic collector 426, 3 miles south, inbound for landing on runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice, perfect. Maybe you can also see that on your... you have some strange settings there. That is better. We have to change your settings later.
Right.
No, it's already better. Now you're in the middle.
Oh.
And the red one is traffic, but actually that's us, so sometimes it's a little delayed.
Right. Oh.
Then you can zoom it out a little bit. Here is Compton. Okay, so always when you look for Compton Airport, the best checkpoint is this big white building over there, the only high one. You see that one?
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
the red one?
The white one, yeah. This is the Compton Courthouse. So whenever you're not sure where Compton is, just fly to this building. The airport is right next to this building. So when you find this building, you're also going to find the airport.
Right.
The airport is now at about 1 o'clock. You're going to see it a little better as we get closer. And here we have a big highway. That's the highway 91. This is about 1 mile south.
Right.
So when we go back, that's I like to use that as a checkpoint. Now we're going to enter the crosswind. So when we enter the crosswind, you can just say traffic 426, helicopter 426 is entering a left downwind, no, not crosswind, sorry, downwind, a left downwind for runway 25 right. And our downwind is going to be, so here there are some power lines, it's a little hard to see now, and we are just a little north of these power lines is our downwind.
Okay.
So here is the runway, you can already look for traffic, you could also see the traffic here usually.
Right.
It's not guaranteed, but usually. But we don't hear anybody on the radio, so it seems like there's nobody here.
Right. Compton traffic collector 426 entering left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice, perfect. And if you can do your landing check already.
Okay, engine gauge 123 all green, answer center. Curve is out of yellow. Engine and rotor RPMs are green, no warning lights, and curve is up.
Nice. So this time we have a little shorter downwind, right? So that's why you could also do that earlier, but you did it very efficiently, so you're already done, that's good. You can just fly straight now. And then like in Long Beach, we also, in the end of the downwind, we're going to start to descend a little. Not as much as in Long Beach, because you have a lot more space, but also still. You see this train?
Yep.
So this is our train tracks. We want to turn our base a little before that train tracks.
Oh, okay.
So in this area somewhere.
So right, clear, left, clear.
Nice. Yeah, you can go to 60 knots.
Start the descent, right?
Let's start to descend, yes. Keep 60, a little forward pressure. Yes, perfect. Then you can also do a quick check if you see the runways. Clutch right on, clutch it off. So we use the right runway and we're gonna aim for the numbers.
Alright.
Okay, we wanna land on the numbers. So when you think it's a good time, you can do your final turn.
Okay. Right, clear, left, clear.
Nice. So we have priorities. It's always aviate, navigate, communicate. Now it's your first time, so we want to make sure aviate is good, right? So we don't focus too much on everything else. But usually we would also do a call on base.
Alright.
But now you can say traffic 426 is on final for 25 right.
Compton traffic helicopter 426 on final for 25 right. Compton.
Carpet down, and then you can fully focus on your approach. Try to land on the numbers.
Okay.
The moment the angle looks really good, the airspeed looks also good to me. So you keep descending, yeah. Yes, very good. And off cycle. Nice, really good corrections on the collective. Really small, nice inputs, really. So you felt like, oh, we're a little too high, a little too low.
Right.
They adjusted really good. Just make sure you stay over the center line. And hover a little to the left. Yeah, so here we have a whole runway to land, right? But we still always want to have a target. So this time it was the numbers and you hit it perfectly. Okay, so now in Compton, it's not required to do radio calls. So it would be not a good idea to not do it, but it could be that there's somebody behind us and we would not know because it's not required. So we always turn to the left 90 degrees and check if somebody is on final. Okay, nobody there, then you can turn back. So in case you see somebody or you hear somebody on the radio, hey, on final or on base for 25 right, you don't have a lot of time, right?
Right.
So you would just take off and then maybe do a radio call on the go.
Oh, right.
But now we have a little time so we can do a gauge check.
Okay. Gauges 123 are green, answer center, Corbett's out of yellow, engine over the green, no warning light.
Yeah, do you know the radio call for taking off?
Compton traffic helicopter 426 on runway 25 right.
Yeah.
Taking off for left close traffic.
Yes, exactly. So usually HSA 426 is taking off on runway 25 left, right, for left close traffic.
Alright.
Yeah, and then that's it. So whenever you're ready, you can do the call.
Okay. Compton traffic helicopter 426 on 25, taking off on 25 right for left close traffic, Compton.
That's perfect. I mean, like you said it on runway 25 right, taking off, it's totally fine. That's exactly the same. So yeah, we look to the end of the runway, little left pedal. But this time we try to get a little more forward cycling. So now forward and now push it really down, like this. So 80 knots attitude.
Oh.
So push it down, keep it down. And then 40 knots, and then just a little off, that's enough. 60 knots attitude. If you have a little more forward, with that, you just need a little aft cycling, and this is then already 60 knots attitude, right?
Right.
Yeah, we stay over the center line. And then in general, 60 knots is perfect, high power, perfect, good job, trim centered. Before we do our crosswind turns, we always want to have at least 60 knots and 300 feet AGL. Wait a second. And the Compton elevation is 100 feet.
Alright.
So let's go to 400, and as soon as you have it, you can turn. You can also wait a little longer, but that's the minimum.
Okay.
That's clear? Yeah.
Clear.
Then you can say on left crosswind.
Compton traffic, Electro 426 on left, crosswind, Compton.
Or runway 25 right.
Alright.
But yeah, doesn't matter. You can either say on left crosswind, or now you could also say turning left downwind if you want to do it a little earlier, but it doesn't matter how you do it. Okay, before the power lines you turn, left clear, right clear, eyes at the horizon. 60 knots looks perfect, good job. Keep climbing until you reach 700 feet.
Okay.
And at 700, the first input is forward cyclic. And whenever you have the capability, you can do your radio call.
Compton traffic, Electro 426 on left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice, already very nice radio calls. Okay, there is the altitude, there is the 70 knots, very good job.
Engine gauge is 1 amper center, curve is out of
Lower
yellow.
collective, tiny bit, perfect. No, enough, that's enough. That's enough.
Rotor RPMs are green, no warning lights, orbit stop.
Really good, very precise, good job. Now you did the radio call very early, you did the gauge check very early, so you have a lot of time. So you can make sure you don't climb, you can check if the runway is clear, the train tracks are over there, so you still have time. Somewhere in the end you can start to descend a little, and then before you turn you can go to 60 knots altitude.
Okay.
But first we start to descend, and then we go to 60 knots. Same like in Long Beach. So now I would start to descend. Always check your sights as well, nice 60 knots. Keep your eyes outside, don't look too much at the airspeed. Nice. And radio call.
Compton traffic, Electro 426 on left downwind, left base for runway 25 right, Compton.
You can already check the spot.
Right here, left.
Maybe in base you can even already see if you feel a little too high or too low and already correct a little bit. But at the moment, you have a long final, so you have a lot of time to adjust. But if you can also, if you have the capability, you can also check it a little bit on the base. The carpet is down, maybe a final call if you have time.
Compton traffic, Electro 426 on final for runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice, looks beautiful. Maybe a little bit on the faster side, so lower collective out cyclic, yeah. Yes. Nice, very good correction. Little left cyclic. Let's try to stay over the center line. No, don't raise, just forward. Yes. Beautiful. Left pedal, left pedal. What a nice approach, really beautiful. Okay, let's check if somebody's behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody there. Turn back. Does the windsock say? Pretty calm wind. Okay, maybe they can do a set down.
Okay.
So usually we don't set down on runways, but at the moment it's about nobody is here. Little left pedal. Yeah, nice, good set down. Just make sure the nose over there.
Right.
One thing I just wanna activate for you. That's really nice for you later. Breadcrumbs. Then you can see your path later.
Oh.
Yes, really nice pattern. We are exactly on the numbers. Good airspeeds. You also did the right order. First started to descend, 60 knots. Good turns as well. So let's do another one.
Okay.
Slowly, take your time. Eyes outside. Right on skids. Yes, beautiful pickup. Okay, quick gauge check.
Gauges 120 green, Amsterdam center, carpet out of yellow, engine rotor RPMs are green, no warning lights, and more than.
Okay, so when the nose tries to come up, really you can really push a lot of forward cycling. Okay. In the beginning, just a little bit. Whenever you're ready. Radio call and...
Compton traffic is to 426 on runway 25 right. Taking off for left close traffic, Compton.
Perfect. That's enough, just wait. Yes. Try to stay over the center line, little left cyclic and more forward. Yes, that's it. Forward, 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 forward. More forward, forward, forward. Yes. Really nose down. Okay, now we have the airspeed a little aft, not too much. And yeah. Nice, good job. If you need to really climb very fast because there is an obstacle, then you can apply a little more aft cyclic. But if we do that here, we are always a little too slow then, right? So now you're really nice on 60 knots. 300 feet HL, 60 knots. So 400 feet MSL. That's 400, 60 knots, looks good.
Right clear, left clear. The traffic is 426, turning left crosswind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice, really good climb, good power, good airspeed. Then we can try a little right. Pretty often we get a strong wind from the west in Compton, and then you would have to fly a little to the right, but today it's okay.
Right clear, left clear. Compton traffic collector 426, turning left crosswind, left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Yes, in this situation you can just say correction, left downwind.
Right.
You keep 60 until you reach 700 feet. $770 knots.
I think you just 1, 2, 3 are green, hamster center, Corvettes out of yellow, engine and rotor RPMs are green, no warning lights, Corvettes out.
A little outside to get to 70 and a little higher then. Yeah, the runway is clear.
Right clear, left clear.
Yeah, so make sure you first start to descend, then 60 knots, and then you turn, okay?
Right.
Stay Long Beach.
Right. Compton traffic collector 426 on left base for runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice 60 knots attitude, that's perfect, just keep that attitude. You have a good descent rating. Yeah, but we still are pretty high, so you can descend even more.
Right.
But you have still a lot of time to adjust.
Right, clear.
Okay, forward, forward, yeah. 60 knots attitude, nice. Good correction. Okay, that turn was a little bit late, so we know next time we can turn just a tiny bit earlier.
Right.
Okay, carpet radio call.
Down, Compton traffic is 426 on final for runway 25 right, Compton.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna tell you when, then you can do a go around, okay? So you just do a normal approach. When you hear go around, first thing, raise collective, you wanna stop descending, that's the important thing, and then 60 knots.
Right.
Okay, let's go around.
Okay, go around.
Yes. Let's make sure first you climb before you apply too much forward cycling. Yes. Then you can say come traffic, helicopter 426 is going around on runway 25 right, and you could also tell them what you do for left close traffic.
Okay. Compton traffic is 426 going around on runway 25 right, going left close traffic for runway 25 right.
Nice, perfect. Knots. Keep the power a little higher, yeah. But especially in Compton, it's very important to check your left side because of the parallel runways. There could be someone next to you, right?
Right.
And then if you turn before him, it's not a good idea. So you always have to turn after him. Otherwise you are on a collision course.
Right.
So left side is very important in Compton.
Right clear, left clear.
That's why it's also nice to listen out for the radio. If you hear somebody else is taking off, you know he's next to me. 60 knots looks good. Don't turn too much. We want to fly straight to the south, not to the southwest. So a little more. Get a little more power in. Yeah.
Right clear, left. Compton traffic, collector 426 on left downwind for runway 25 right, Compton.
Nice, that was a beautiful turn, really good job.
Engage 123 are green, Amsterdam center, curb is out of yellow, and then auto RPMs are green, no warning lights, and curb it's up, 700.
And there's collective 70 knots. That's a good 70 knots attitude, yeah. Then make sure you do the right step first, keep 70.
Right clear, left
Make sure you
clear.
descend. 60 knots, then you turn. Yeah, that's not too much aft cycling, keep a little forward pressure.
Compton traffic, collector 426 turning left base for runway 25 right, Compton.
Yeah, so when you reduce your airspeed, make sure you don't use the airspeed indicator, because this one is always delayed.
Right.
So until the needle is at 60, your attitude is will be a 55 knots attitude or so. So there it's really important to look outside, and then you can still check.
Right.
There was a little on the early side, so you can just do a shallow turn, then it still works out. So in the turns you can just do a quick check, and then you can see if you have to turn a little steeper or shallower.
Okay.
Nice, good adjustment.
It's now Compton traffic, collector 426 on final for runway 25 right, Compton.
A little high. Make sure you keep a nice angle. If you overshoot a little bit, it's okay. It's more important. The angle looks really nice now. Don't raise too much. You still want to go down. Keep a little forward pressure. Now you slowly raise more and more. Nice. Okay, let's go a little to the left, to the center line. And check if somebody is behind us. Sometimes it gets very windy in Compton from the west. There's nobody. And then this turn is pretty hard because of the wind.
Right.
And then you would just maybe turn a little bit and then check with your head if you can. Okay, let's set down.
Okay.
Left pedal, keep the nose on the center. Yes, nice. Nice, beautiful set down. Nice, so really good patterns, especially the turns, really nice. You keep the airspeed really good.
Right.
We had to descend a lot on final, so it was a good adjustment. You still made the numbers actually really good. But it would be much easier if you just start to descend a little earlier in the downwind, right? Then you don't need to descend that much. And now with these breadcrumbs you activated, you can see your pattern.
Oh.
So we can see, here the first turn was a little too late.
Right.
This the last one we just did now was a little shallower turn, but it was actually perfect then, because you adjusted.
Right.
On crosswind we actually turned exactly at the same time, really good. But we always drifted a little bit to the left, right? So we turned a little too much, so you can roll out of the turn a little bit earlier, that we have really 90 degrees. But other than that, all the lines are really on each other. Later I would turn on aerial map. Now it's not working because you need internet for that. And then you can see also the streets and everything, so you see your reference points.
Right.
Okay, then that was a nice introduction for Compton, so next time we can come here again for a few patterns. I would say we go now to the north.
Okay.
So you can say 46 is taking off, 25 right, for a left downwind departure.
Right. What was it?
Yeah, you can already pick up first and stuff.
Right. And you get 123 green, center, orbit out of yellow. The rotor PMs are green, no warning lights. Have fuel.
Nice. Yeah, whenever you're ready, radio call and then...
So left downwind departure.
Yes. Oh, one thing, what you could do, let's say there is somebody behind us and we have to go fast.
Right.
Then you just take off, and then you can say, during the takeoff, helicopter 426 is on the go for 25 right. So we can do that as well.
Okay.
Because then you don't want to waste time and sit on the runway, right? You just want to get going, a little more forward. So first you focus on flying, that's most important. A little more forward cyclic, we're a little high. Yes. Then a little left. Nice. Then you can say 426 is on the go, on 25 right, for a left downwind departure.
Okay. The traffic helicopter 426 on the go, on 25 right, for a left close traffic, down, left downwind departure.
Yeah, so not left close traffic, because left close traffic, then they think you stay in the pattern.
Right.
And left downwind departure means we're getting out of the pattern. So it can be only one of those.
Not right clear here.
Knots, good climb, you can even use a little more power. You want to use 23 until you reach 700 feet. Yes, that's perfect power.
Right clear, left clear.
Okay, then on the Rex call you can say 426 is on left downwind, turning northbound to cross midfield.
Okay. Contact traffic helicopter 426 on left downwind to cross northbound to cross runway midfield. Compton.
Yeah, just to cross midfield, yes. So we're gonna do a midfield crossing now, so you can turn left.
Okay.
And you can keep 700, so you can level off or just get faster. But that's a nice way to depart to the north, right? Because then midfield crossing, everybody is on the ground, so this is a pretty safe way. 700, 70 knots looks perfect. Then you can just fly straight. Yeah, so over here is the airspace of LA International, so Bravo airspace, so we cannot fly too much to the north. That is a good checkpoint, this sports field, the racetrack.
Right.
I always fly to this sports field, and then the street north of that sports field, you can turn right and follow the street.
Okay.
Compton traffic, Sheriff Helicopter 8, just north of the courthouse, turning east, 500.
See him? See the helicopter?
Yeah, I see it.
Left side clear.
Right side clear.
Then this is about 1 mile north, so you can say traffic 426 is 1 mile north, heading eastbound, 700 feet.
Right.
And maybe we have the sheriff inside.
Compton traffic helicopter 426, 1 mile north, heading eastbound at 700, Compton.
So if other traffic is close by and you see them, you can also tell them, hey, I have you inside. It's not required, but it's a nice info. So we keep an eye on him. Then you can slowly climb to 1000 feet, please. And follow this street. So yeah, we have a lot of airspaces here, right? So over us is also LA International Bravo airspace.
Right.
Starts at 2,500 here. Over there it goes down to 2,000. So still enough altitude for us. Just in this area to the left we have to be a little careful because there it's all the way to the ground, so we cannot fly there. Then in the north we have a little space to do some maneuvers. So now in front of us is the LA River again.
Okay.
And right parallel to the river is a big highway. This is the 710 highway. And on the left side, parallel to us, we have the 105. So here we have a big highway intersection.
Right.
So this is the 105-710 intersection. So a lot of people, and we as well, use these intersections as a reference point, and also it's on the chart. So we can also use it on radio calls for navigation for cross countries. So you can fly straight to the 105-710 intersection. So you can turn a little left. You can actually, let's keep climbing to 1,500 maybe. But that's also where I like to do a last call. When we are over there, you can see Compton traffic, helicopter 426. It's over the 105-710 intersection at 1,200. Heading eastbound, last call. Come.
Alright.
So pretty long, yeah, you can practice it.
What was the call again?
So 426 is over the 105-710 intersection
5710.
at 1,200 feet. So then everybody knows where we are and how high. And then we are heading eastbound. And you could say in the end last call, so they know after that we're gonna change the frequency.
Right. So the 105,
710.
710. Compton traffic, helicopter 426 over 105-710 intersection at 1,200, heading eastbound, last call, Compton.
Okay, then you can fly along the 105. And then I'm gonna change the frequency to...
Short 26 left to remain in the pattern.
123.025. This is like the zeta frequency for this whole area here.
No.
And we call it LA Basin. And so everybody knows that all the helicopters and the low-flying airplanes are using this frequency, LA Basin. So we can do a radio call and say LA Basin traffic, helicopter 426 is over 105-710, heading is so the same call actually.
Right.
Just instead of Compton, it's LA Basin.
LA
Basin. So Bravo Alpha, Sierra, India, November. Basin.
Yes.
The B-A-S-I-N. Basin, yeah.
Basin. 105.
710.
LA Basin traffic, helicopter 426 over 105-710 intersection, heading eastbound at 1,200, LA Basin.
That's perfect. Okay, let's go 60 knots and let's climb to 1,700.
Okay.
And you can fly a little, turn a little left. So here is Long Beach, on the right side, but we are just outside of Long Beach, maybe 7 miles north.
DWP-5 is Dodger Stadium, we're going to be eastbound 1200.
Yeah, there was, this guy is in Dodger Stadium in the north.
Oh.
Okay, so we have a ground speed of 57 now. Here we have a little more than 60. So where do you think is the wind coming from? Ish?
Front.
Yeah, exactly. It's holding us back a little, right? So we have a little headwind. So you can level off here and do a gauge check.
Okay. I think you 123 all green, hamster center, carpets out of yellow, engine and rotor PMs in green, no warning light.
Okay, keep the airspeeds.
Okay.
They can please raise the carpet all the way up. And then we're gonna do vortex ring state.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, you can start So you can also think about the procedure if you want, and then you can start the procedure, so you reduce your airspeed, stay at about 0 VSI, so you also lower the collective, and then when you get the vibrations more than 300 feet, you're gonna call out vortex ring state and recover. Okay? And look to the reference point and keep the nose at your reference point so that you don't change the direction of our nose. Okay, we're already at 0 airspeed.
Okay.
We get some small vibrations of ETL, very good power setting. And now the vibrations are getting heavier. We're 200 feet at the moment.
Get alive.
Nice, and raise, yes. Good job. Nice. Really nice one. The vibrations were not that heavy, so it was good that you waited a little longer than 300 feet descent rate. The airspeed did not come alive very fast, so I feel like you wanted to get more airspeed, so you lower the collective a little more. You don't really have to do that, but a little more forward cycling, and you did that as well, and that was really nice, so then the airspeed came up again. So let's do another one right away.
Okay.
125 degree, name center, copy out, hello, cosmo, it's off, taxi ring, good on fuel. This time make sure the nose doesn't go to the right. So the nose went quite a bit to the right. So
right.
Keep really the same heading. This is also why the airspeed did not come alive that right, because the wind cannot go in the pitot tube. So it's important to keep the same heading. Nice. Bring in a little power. Nice, good job on the pedals. Now the vibration's getting pretty heavy already. Yes, now they're getting heavy.
Vortex ring state. Get alive.
Yes, very nice reaction. Airspeed alive, and you immediately raise the collective. Good job.
Thanks.
I mean, depending on, we have a little bit of a headwind, so good performance.
Right.
So this time the descent rate, it was just shy of 300. So you could maybe wait 1 or 2 seconds longer to really make sure you have a little more vibrations. But other than that, perfect. Okay, let's turn around, please.
Okay.
Keep at least 60 knots, a little forward. Okay, so now the 105 ended here, behind us. And there is another north-south highway. This is the 605. So this one is the 105-605 intersection. This one is also on the charts and also a very nice reference point for our cross-country flight and position reports. Can keep turning.
Okay.
Fly back on the 105. Yeah, and it's easy to find or to identify because it's a T-shape, right? Because the 105 ends here.
Right.
So this the T-shape is the 105-605 and the normal intersection 105-710. We have now a little tailwind, so you can get a little higher and a little faster. Yeah, now we have 70 knots airspeed, ground speed, so now we have 77, so we have about 7 knots tailwind. Yeah, so we're gonna fly a little bit over there to have more space in this direction, then we do some auto rotations.
Okay.
So let's go to 1007, 1800, something like that. And before we turn, you can also prepare everything, so you can do a gauge check, raise the carpet. And then when we are high enough, we're gonna turn around. On auto rotations, remember, very important, nice setup, 70 knots. We don't want to be already on the entry too slow or too fast.
Right.
No climb, no descent, and most importantly, we look outside, on the horizon, to keep the same attitude. Then the inputs are going to be lower collective, and remember all the way down and also quite fast. Lower collective, right pedal, aft cyclic to keep the same attitude, and then pitch pull. So about 1/1000 pitch pull. The altitude looks good, let's do a gauge check.
Landing gauge is 1 green, empty center, orbits out of yellow. Engine and rotor PMs are green, no warning lights.
Okay, well let's turn around into a headwind, I copy it up.
Alright.
Clear, clear. A little hazy down there, huh? The visibility. 70 knots. Once you have heading to the east, maybe parallel to the 105, to the 105, you can level off. Yeah, make sure you have a nice setup, eyes outside, and whenever you're ready you start to count, then you can do your auto rotation.
Okay.
Little more forward, yeah. Don't raise too much. Yeah. Yeah.
Autorotation 3, 2, 1, enter.
Half cyclic, and pitch pull. Now lower a little. Try to keep, don't move the cyclic, just don't move it. Little forward, lower collective, little forward, yeah. RPMs, airspeed outside, nice, good correction. RPMs, airspeed outside. Raise collective a little. A little smaller inputs. Yeah, you can recover, raise collective.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, now I know you can keep this heading and climb. I know it's easier said than done, but try to look more outside.
Right.
I mean, at least you immediately saw when the RPMs are moving, so you did very nice early corrections. But you have to could do the corrections a little smaller. The inputs were a little big.
Right.
So when we got low RPM, we lowered a lot, and then we got about 108 rotor RPM, right? So the needle went up, down, because the inputs were a little fast. Big, what the hell, balloons?
Oh.
That's dangerous. That's why we look outside.
Right.
Okay, you can go back to 70 knots, 60 knots. You can follow this read a little. So also the pitch pull can be a little smaller, and on the entry the nose went down quite a lot.
Right.
Okay, so make sure also don't apply left cyclic, we were a little left and down. So really keep your eyes out and try to keep the same attitude. Yeah. But once you are stable, you don't really need to look inside too much, so then you can really start your scan, and don't move the cyclic too much. At some point you started to do a little wiggling, a little forward off, forward off. Okay, let's get more power, I wanna climb. Yeah. You can turn a little left, follow the street, otherwise there is another airspace, Fullerton Airport. A lot of airports here. Okay, you can level off, 70 knots, and gauge check.
Engine 1 to 3 are green, Amsterdam center, carburetors out of yellow, and lower RPMs are green. No warning lights.
Okay, carb it up.
Carb it up.
Then whenever you're ready, 70 knots, look outside. Make sure this time you play a little more half cyclic.
Okay.
And don't forget to pitch pull.
Auto rotation 3, 2, 1, enter.
Much better. And pitch pull.
Pitch pull.
Don't move the cyclic, forward cyclic.
Okay.
Okay, we got a little low airspeed, so you can, yes, good job, lower and collective. Not too much, just wait.
Right.
Raise a little, that's enough. Be patient. It always takes a second until your inputs. Yes. Nice. Very good input. Don't raise. So we get. Okay, you can recover.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do a left arm. Left clear, right clear. Okay, in general, it was was a nice auto rotation, really nice entry this time, really good. The entry was very stable. After the entry you started to move the cyclic a little much.
Right.
But really when you see the airspeed changes, it's just a little forward cyclic, just change the nose attitude a little bit and wait, because it's going to take a second until you see the change. The same for the RPM. In general, it's a little too much aft cyclic, because during the auto rotation we slowly got slower. So we started with 70 and we ended up with about 55 or so. So in general, just keep a little more forward. And when the RPMs change, the reason is not always the corrective. It can also be because you lost airspeed, the RPMs went up. So then it would be nice to correct with a little forward pressure, right? Because then you get the airspeed back and the RPMs go down. So you correct both things at the same time. Okay, then let's fly back to Compton, and then on the way we're gonna do, maybe with a south heading we can do one more auto rotation.
Okay.
You can fly 80 knots if you can. This is the 105-605. So you fly to the 105-605, follow the 105 to the 105-710. If you can do a position report. So LA Basin, 426 over 105-710. Correction, 105-605.
Right.
At 1,400, heading westbound.
Gonna go a little bit off the left of that building, where the balloon is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Where was the balloon? Somewhere here, right?
Right.
But I think it was a little lower. Oh no, I thought I saw it, but I don't. But maybe it has risen up and it's higher now.
Right.
We have a little tailwind.
105-605, right?
Yes.
LA Basin, helicopter 426 over 105-605 intersection, heading westbound to Compton at 1,500 LA Basin.
Nice, good job. Already very good radio calls today. Solid. Actually the wind is pretty, it's about 10 knots. So I would say we fly to the 105-710, turn around to a headwind and then do the auto rotation. Because with a southbound heading it's not a good idea, because then we have a pretty strong crosswind.
Okay.
Let's keep 80. And yeah, slowly climb a little bit if we have the performance. About 1800, maybe 1800. Nice, good job. High power settings, good airspeed. A little windy. Okay, so before you reach the 710, you can also do your gauge checks and carb it up.
Okay. And gauges 1, 2, 3 are green, stems are center, carpets out of yellow, and then the roller RPMs are green, no warning lights, up.
Okay, 70 knots, you can lower collective just a little bit, keep the airspeed. Then we do one more nice auto rotation. Yeah, so you can do the entry like you just did, and then try to avoid big inputs on the cyclic.
Okay.
And in general, we need to keep a little more forward pressure, okay? That we don't lose airspeed in the auto. Yeah, left side clear.
Right side clear.
And I know easier said than done, but look outside as much as you can. Just do a quick check. So airspeed RPM outside, airspeed RPM outside. When you see the airspeed or the RPM a little high, raise collective a little, RPM outside, then check again. If it's still high, raise a little more. But remember, it always takes 1 or 2 seconds until you see a change when you change something. Okay, make sure you don't descend. 70 knots. Speed is up.
Speed is up.
Edges are checked. Eyes outside. Whenever you're ready. Do we have a good setup? A little more forward pressure? Yes, that's perfect. Okay, eyes outside.
Autorotation 3, 2, 1, enter.
Not too much pedal work and pitch pull. Wait a second. So we don't change the collective, lower collective a little. Because we need a little less airspeed, right? So that's perfect. Now you keep that. A little forward pressure, we're losing airspeed. Lower collective just a little bit. RPMs, airspeed outside. RPMs, airspeed outside. We still lose a little airspeed, so keep the collective down and forward pressure.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you can recover.
Cover.
Nice, that was a nice one. Just a little too much pedal work on the entry. Okay, you can turn around please. Okay. And you can keep 700, that's actually perfect altitude for comp. So I'm gonna change back to comp.
Trajectory center and Basin, 26 left, close to the option.
Yes, really nice.
The traffic swing 970 Charlie Foxtrot, entering downwind at 45 degrees for 25 left traffic.
So we can fly to the intersection.
Right.
Yeah, in the beginning, like I said, a little too much. You don't really need left pedal, so you did right and then left. So you can try to keep the inputs a little smaller and just right pedal, okay? But the entry was itself pretty nice. Still, we got a little too fast, we had a little nose down.
Right.
And then the RPMs went a little down and the airspeed was a little bit above 70. This is when I told you don't change the collective, just to play. I did not have enough time, but I wanted to say just to play off cyclic, because then you get a little slower and the RPMs come up. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, but in general, good corrections. You do the right inputs, and now the inputs on the collective were much smaller, which was really nice. So we never got to huge changes of the RPM. In general, we still lost a little of airspeed. So try to make sure you don't lose a little more forward pressure.
Okay.
Okay, so you see the building again? Yeah. So we have always, when we look for Compton, we look for this building, so you can fly straight to this building.
Okay.
Keep 70 knots. Then you can either say Compton traffic, helicopter 42 Sierra, 426.
Traffic swing 970 Charlie Foxtrot, turning base 25 left, Compton.
You can either say over 105.710 or you say 3 miles northeast, one of those, at 700 feet, inbound for midfield crossing at 700, yeah.
The traffic hook to 426.
The traffic swing 970 Charlie Foxtrot, 25 left, Compton.
Northeast, yeah.
Northeast, inbound for midfield cross at 700.
Yeah.
2 miles northeast. Compton traffic hook to 426, 2 miles northeast, inbound for midfield cross at 700, Compton.
Nice. So this guy is on base final, so there is a runway, so he must be somewhere next to us. But all the patterns in Comptons are south, so when we stay north we should be clear of them. Oh, they are already on the runway. Just on short final. Okay, you can follow this road. This is going to bring you to the sports field with the racetrack.
Okay.
700 looks perfect. 70 knots. Yeah, he's on the ground now. And then for the next radio, oh yeah, I see him on the runway. The next radio call, you could say 1 mile north, inbound midfield crossing, 700 feet, southbound maybe. When you don't have it, the more information you give them, the better. You can do as much as you can.
Okay.
but yeah, let's wait a little until we are really over there, 1 mile north. So there are airplanes inbound using for LAX. So we see, especially in the night, you see a lot of lights in the sky. They are all inbound for LAX. No, I spoke too much. I didn't hear what they said, but I think they taxi back.
Yeah, clear of the runway.
Okay. Make sure you don't get too high, 700.
Okay.
Because here we want to stay kind of low to be below the pattern of the fixed wing guys.
Right. Right clear. Left clear?
Yep. Then if you can tell them 1 mile north.
Contact traffic Altimeter 426, 1 mile north. Inbound vehicle cross 700 and outbound, contact.
Nice. Yeah. But depending on how much traffic there is, I do more or less radio calls. So now if I would see, hey, somebody is just turning downwind or so it gets close, I want to tell him that I'm also here. And then you could also say something like 426 is over midfield, for example, because we are now over midfield.
Right.
At 700 southbound, and then he knows where to look, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's also some radio calls we do at the moment. It's not very busy, so it's not really required. Which frequency are we gonna use next?
12775.
Exactly, 80s. So you can already prepare it. You can also click that button. And then you're gonna change the frequencies here. Let's click this one.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can scroll through the last frequencies and then you can change it.
Right.
So we're gonna do one more call in Compton. So the 91 highway here,
right.
You can say over the highway is about 1 mile south. So you can say traffic 426, sorry, 1 mile south, 700 feet, southbound, last call, or heading back to Long Beach, last call or something.
Okay.
That we are outbound.
Contact traffic Altimeter 426, 1 mile south, heading Long Beach, heading to Long Beach. Last call, contact.
That's perfect. Then let's change the frequency. Then let's listen for the information, winds, runways, frequencies. Now they're changing the 80s now.
Army airport information, uniform 16530 observation, wind calm, visibility 9er, sky conditions scattered 8,500, temperature 262.19er, altimeter 29er83. ILS runway 30 approaching east, landing into departing runway 30, runway 26 left, runway 26 right. Tower frequency for all aircraft 119.4, advise which runway you request. All departing aircraft contact clearance delivery prior to taxi on 118.15 with position departure point. All ground traffic use 133.0, land and hold short operations are in effect. Notice to air mission use cash for increased bird activity. 2 cranes, 2.7 miles southeast of the field up to 210 feet AGL. Hazardous weather for Southern California available on flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Uniform.
Uniform and the frequency is the 119.
Long Beach Airport information. Uniform.
Wind calm.
Very good. Runway?
Runway is 26 left and 30 right.
Very good. Yeah, but that's the most important. So you can prepare the frequency and then speak to the tower. And then you can just say, so there's the American flag, so we want to stay outside. So if you need more time, we would do right circles.
Right.
You can say, 74426 is 5 miles west. Request West Warlow arrival and landing at Maverick with uniform. And then they're going to say West Warlow approved, report 1 mile out, or report 1 mile west,
okay.
Or report Cherry Roads, but usually 1 mile out. Yes.
Charlie, follow traffic, remaining in the pattern, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
4 miles west.
5 miles.
5 miles west, request West Wallow arrival and landing at Maverick with information in uniform.
Exactly. They always say 5 miles, which is a little more than 4 because the airspace is 4 miles.
Alright.
So they know we are outside of the airspace.
So then I'm gonna turn right, and as I'm turning, I'm gonna make a call. Long Beach Tower helicopter 74426, 5 miles west. Request West Wallow arrival and landing in Maverick. With information uniform.
74426 Long Beach Tower, make West Wallow arrival, report 1 mile west.
Report 1 mile west, helicopter 426.
Yes. So this
Long Beach Tower, that's 229 Whiskey Charlie, 1 mile south. Information uniform, requesting full stop.
So this time he said,
229 Whiskey Charlie, I'm trying to make left traffic, 126 left. Left traffic, 26 left.
he said make West Wallow,
Ready kilo, kind of ground.
make West Wallow arrival. Yeah, so we can say we make West Wallow arrival. Usually they say West Wallow arrival approved.
Right.
Yeah, but the most important thing is report 1 mile west. Actually, it would be nice. It's actually both our instructions, so we should read back everything. So make West Wallow arrival or West Wallow arrival approved. Report 1 mile west. Yeah, you can. If you want, you can also fly 80. And let's go down to 700. So you don't need to descend a lot, just a little bit, because it's only 50 feet.
Long Beach Tower, helicopter 644 Bravo at Aeroplex with uniform West Wardlow departure.
744 Whiskey Bravo, Long Beach Tower, West Wardlow, departure is approved. Departure from Aeroplex will be Aaron Risk, cross 126 left, midfield at 500. Traffic number assessment in the pattern 126 left.
Okay, departure from Aeroplex, I'm Aaron Risk, West Wardlow approved 644 Whiskey Bravo.
So now he told this guy also to cross midfield.
744 Whiskey Bravo, caution for Cessna outbound.
Roger that, insight.
So they are doing the West Wallow, did you hear that?
Yeah, right.
So at some point the tower is going to tell us, hey, there is traffic. Then we can either say looking for traffic,
Clear track 1043, Long Beach Tower, traffic upward remaining in the pattern, left the river.
or if we see them traffic inside, then maybe he tells us stay south or stay north of the Wallow. And this is something we have to read back. So we can say looking for traffic, stay south of the Wallow, or stay north of Wallow, or stay right or left. Okay, at the LA River you can then descend. We can already look out for, this guy is now taking off from Aeroplex, which is also south side of 26 left. It's probably gonna take a minute until we see him. You can follow the road.
Number 2 Whiskey Charlie, follow traffic down one ahead of him, the number is 126 left, cleared for the option.
There's one airplane on upwind for 26 left.
Right.
12 o'clock.
Number 2 Whiskey Charlie.
Go ahead, 2 Whiskey Charlie.
Number 2 Whiskey Charlie, second call, follow traffic down one ahead, runway 26 left, cleared for the option.
26 left, clear for the option, follow that traffic, 2 Whiskey Charlie.
Okay, make sure you start to descend. Yeah, keep 70. Otherwise it's gonna be harder to descend. Yeah, so 500 feet is pretty low actually.
November 426, traffic is departing Aeroplex now just south of the tower, outbound the West Wardlow.
Looking for traffic.
Looking for traffic, helicopter 426.
Number 2 Whiskey Charlie, traffic, helicopter on the south side, departing to the north.
Look for that traffic, 2 Whiskey Charlie.
Just south of the
Bravo,
tower.
traffic, Mapano 26 left, additional traffic.
You see them?
2 miles west of the field, inbound the Wardlow.
Right below the aircraft.
Oh yeah. So you can say traffic inside helicopter 426.
Traffic inside helicopter 426.
Thank you. Clear track 1043, traffic off your right, eastbound 500 helicopter.
Look for traffic, clear check 1043.
Okay, a little higher, 500. Yeah, you can also do your gauge check already.
Traffic inside, clear check 1043, no fire.
Engage 120 green, answer center.
So it's collective a little bit.
And then an Autorotation green, no warning lights.
Nice. Okay, then you can say tower helicopter 426, 1 mile west. Say it now.
Okay. Tower helicopter 426, 1 mile west.
426, cross 126 left, midfield at 500. Landing at Maverick will be at your own risk.
Cross midfield at 500, landing at Maverick at my own risk, helicopter 426.
Nice, perfect, very good call.
Turn left box right.
Okay, you can turn a little 45 degree and then another 45 degree to turn the downwind.
Okay.
You already did the gauge check, you can also raise the carpet.
Number 9 Whiskey Charlie, extend downwind.
So inbound, we have always a little more time, right? That's why it's a good idea.
Sounding call sign 272 Whiskey Charlie is also on frequency.
It's
Whiskey Charlie. Number 272 Whiskey Charlie is caution, Simmer sounding call
a
sign.
good idea to do the gauge check early, right?
Where that 2 Whiskey Charlie?
And then before you turn, you can go to 60 knots. So. Nice, good. job also lowering the collective a little. Left clear, right clear. Foxtrot 3 at the tower, perfect call. Make sure you don't get too low to cross the runway.
Number 37 Quebec, turn base.
Only now we should start to descend.
Holding position with 30.
Turn base now for 37 Quebec, clear for the
Yeah, and then you can bring us back to Maverick, little left pedal.
Number 229 Whiskey Charlie, I'm showing you at 900 feet, power altitude 1,000. I'll be talking about 29083.
And we're climbing, 229 Whiskey Charlie. Thank you.
Nice, very nice turn, 60 knots. Don't get too fast, otherwise you have to turn very steep.
Southwest 199, Long Beach runway 30, line up and away, traffic landing runway 26 left.
Nice, beautiful turn, really good job.
Was confirmed for Southwest 199, that was line up and wait, runway 30.
Southwest 199, affirmative, runway 30, line up and away, traffic landing runway 26 left.
Copy that, line up and wait 30, Southwest 199.
Number 272 is Victoria, turn left, Foxtrot 3, contact ground.
Foxtrot 3, contact ground.
Will you get rid of your airspeed a little? Yeah, don't enter the autorotation. You feel like you are way too high, which is now not the case. You could also do a steep approach, right?
Right.
You don't raise too much. You want to go down.
Southwest 199, wind calm.
Yes,
runway 30,
very nice.
clear for takeoff.
What a nice transition, really good job.
199.
Number 229 was Charlie, turn base, runway 26 left, clear land.
Turning base in 26 left, clear land, 9 Whiskey Charlie.
Clear track 1043, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved, good day, check 1043. We shower, Phil Force, Bravo, frequency change.
November 4 Whiskey Bravo, frequency change approved, have a good one.
Approved, good day, Force Bravo.
Clear.
Palm Beach Tower, career track 1113, only short 26 left and left at the rear.
Career track 1113, Long Beach Tower. Traffic upwind, remaining of the pattern, make left turn to the river, 126 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 26 left, left at the river.
Yeah, but that's down, yeah.
Flight 71, Long Beach Tower. Wind 0203, runway 30, clear for takeoff, traffic from up runway 26 left.
Runway 30, clear for takeoff,
Keep lowering, make sure you never climb, always only go down. Yes, really smooth. Yeah, shut down.
Have a good day, SAS 199. Alright, we're looking, we're switching to Park SAS 199.
Focus on. Focus on.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, it's still in comp. Yeah, if you activate this button, which is hard to see, then it's gonna follow you.
Right.
Yes, really good flight. Especially your turns were excellent today. You really kept on most of the turn the 60 knots or 70 knots. In general, good airspeed control. Also now inbound on the Warlow, you kept 70 all the time.
Right.
You also maintained your altitude really nicely. Good control inputs. On the last approach, again, I think you felt it yourself. We started off a little high.
Right.
So we had to descend a lot in the end. Yeah, so if you start to descend a little earlier, then you don't need that much. It was also because we were a little fast.
Right.
Because then when you are fast, then you feel like, oh, I'm fast, you apply half cyclic, then you need even more lower collective, right? Because otherwise you don't descend anymore. It's good that you did that, you had to apply half cyclic and you lowered more, it was nice, so it was a nice adjustment, so you still made it work. It's okay, but it would be easier. It was more like a commercial approach. So it would be easier for you if you do it slower. But if you can't do it like that, it's fine. If you see it's not gonna work out, you're too high, you switch to a steep approach. If you see that's not gonna work out, it will go around.
Right.
That's always an option, right? Also here, we can just say, tower helicopter 126 going around. Then he's probably gonna say like, do left, traffic and try again, or yeah.
Right.
But yeah, good approach in the end, especially in the end. Very nice transition. It was really slowly, we walked it down to a low hover altitude. It was really smooth. Yeah, also radio calls already in Compton. Did you practice that before, or because there were, most of them were perfect, or all of them?
Yeah, I practiced overnight.
Okay, yeah, that paid off. Really good job on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like also on other rotations we are improving. Our first vortex rings, that was nice, really good. Yeah, I told you to start recover at 300 feet, right?
Right.
Apparently the DP told us we can wait a little longer to get a little more into vortex ring state, more vibrations. So if you wait until you have 500 feet, it's maybe a little better.
Right.
But yeah, I told you that, so maybe we change it a little. But the recovery really nice, and also you said airspeed alive and you immediately raised the corrective.
Right.
On the first one it took a little longer for the airspeed to come up. That was mainly because the nose was not perfectly straight, because then the wind cannot really come into the pitot tube, right?
Right.
So keep the nose straight like you did it on the second one, that was really nice. And most importantly what you did raise the corrective right away. So good job on that one. Okay, 3 minutes. Make sure you use the checklist. Right.
Close throttle.
Yes. Other side.
Right. Disengage. Wait 30 seconds. You're off.
You're a little late. Next time we have to take off a little earlier.